Okay guys, we're back. We're back in the 21st anniversary of RPZ by Rapaz. I'm here right now with B-Boy Crumbs. Estamos aquí chavos, en el 21 aniversario de RPZ by Rapaz. Estoy aquí con el B-Boy Crumbs Style Elements, aquí en Cancún. Ahorita vamos a preguntar unas cosas a Crumbs, a ver su vista del B-Boy y de hip hop. I'm gonna ask Crumbs a few questions to see his point of view in breaking and hip hop. ¿Esta es tu primera vez en Cancún? ¿Y cómo sientes la energía que hay? Is this your first time in Cancún, and how do you feel the energy here?
Yeah, this is my first time here. The energy is amazing. You know, the humidity is something I have to get used to. I'm sweating through all my t-shirts just going in the ciphers. So, yeah, but you know, it's amazing. There's so many great dancers here, and not only that, the environment. You know, it's a different energy. That's why I love traveling so much to different countries, different places. You get a different feel, and you get charged like a battery in different ways. You know, and I'm definitely loving it here for sure.
Awesome. Bueno, Crumbs está diciendo básicamente que le encanta la vibra aquí. Sí, es su primera vez en Cancún. La humedad está sufriendo un poco por la humedad, pero ya sabes, cuando vives aquí en Cancún es algo que necesitas acostumbrar. Pero ya Crumbs está encantando la fiesta, está encantando Cancún. Entonces, padrísimo para nosotros y para él. Siguiente.
First time, but it won't be the last.
Ahí está.
I'll be back.
Primera, pero no la última, chavos. Ya la escuchaste aquí lo escuchaste. Bueno, ¿podrías compartir con nosotros los 5 vivos que han influido más en ti y por qué? Could you share with us 5 b-boys that have influenced you the most and why?
Okay, well, b-boys. I have to say Ken Swift for one, and I'll say why before I mention others.
Yeah, sure.
Just me coming up. Before we didn't have videos, I mean like not even VHS tapes at this point, right? All we had was like Beat Street, the movies, Wild Style, Style Wars, stuff like this, the documentaries and movies. So when I saw like Rocksteady in the early 90s, Crazy Legs, Ken Swift, Mr. Wiggles, I would see them on TV shows like MTV, The Grind, the old dance show MTV used to have. And they also came to my hometown, Modesto, to do a jam, to judge a jam too. And I got to meet them and see them dance live for the first time. And you know, Ken Swift, he just like, at that time, he was, I guess, considered old school to us back then. But the way I look at everybody that was old school, but he was just ahead of the time, you know? So I didn't even consider him old school in my mind because he was taking it to the future. You know, with his footwork techniques and, you know, his style, his presence, character, everything was just super futuristic. And so that inspired me a lot. Like, yeah, one of my biggest inspirations. Another person would be Crazy Legs. You know, all Rocksteady, like Ken Swift, Crazy Legs, Mr. Wiggles. Those 3 are huge. You know, for me. Rocksteady, big shout out to Rocksteady. Yeah, so Crazy Legs, things I loved about him, his style of footwork was like, he has his own unique style. It didn't look like Ken Swift's, you know, it's totally different. He did some threads and back rocks and some crazy body threads that nobody was doing too. I got really inspired by that also and started taking it to another level. You know, it's Crazy Legs, you know what I mean? One of the greatest of all times. Also Ken Swift. Mr. Wiggles, his style of popping I never seen, you know, before. It's that New York boogie boy style. You know, this is before he got in electric boogaloos and all that. And he's great with electric boogaloos too. Took it to another level. But we're talking about the 90s here. He just put breaking in with his popping because he was a b-boy too, you know, and he could break also. Versatile, just a great dancer and great concepts, great delivery, everything. So those 3 are huge. Another one is Storm from Battle Squad. You know, when we got our first tapes in California, that was one of them, Battle Squad video, VHS, and it had Storm, Swift, a Storm, and a lot of other European b-boys like Maurizio, many others. And but Storm really stood out to me. He was just, his head spin's ridiculous. And not only that, he did it all. He was well-rounded, he really opened my mind with back rocks.
Yeah.
It's still a style to this day that not many people do much.
Yeah.
But I like it because then I can do it. You know what I mean? So it's okay. Don't worry about the back rocks. We got it. But his back rocks were amazing. His power moves were amazing. Footwork, threads, sweeps. He did it all. So I look at him almost like, okay, that's like a machine right there. But he had soul and flavor too. But he just did it all. So that showed me a level you could take it to in all areas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for the last, there's so many, but you asked me 5, that's 4. For the last, I would say Flowmaster. Yeah, very, very funky. I've never seen any b-boy till this day with more character than Flowmaster, and he has the best character to me, the most flavor, and you can see it in his face. It's just like he's having the time of his life every time he dances, and not only that, the skills, amazing. He took it to another level too. He was the new breed in the 90s that we were like, damn, okay, we're gonna battle him. You gotta come correct. He's very, very dangerous, lethal on the dance floor. So those 5 for me are my all-time favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Entonces, Crumbs básicamente nos dijo que sus b-boys que influyeron más en el hip hop fue el Ken Swift, el Mr. Wiggles, Crazy Legs, Storm, y el último fue Flowmaster. Entonces, básicamente eran por el tipo de flow que tenía, las técnicas que tenían, que en ese tiempo que estamos hablando de los 90s, todavía no era ni el VHS en ese tiempo, discos, nada. Entonces, lo que vieron en las películas es lo que influyeron a ellos en el baile. Y obviamente influyeron mucho en Crumbs en el baile de hip hop, y podemos verlo cuando baila. Eso es obvio, chavos. Y por último, ¿qué es lo que valoras más en un b-boy y por qué? What do you value the most in a b-boy and why?
Originality. Yeah, that's for me. It's always going to be the number one because there's only one you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything else you can kind of learn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then dancing also, it's kind of in you. If you have that soul, that rhythm, you can try to learn that. But if it's not really in you, it's not always going to come off as truthful. But originality, yeah, because if you're not doing, bringing something to the table, then it's like, we sit down at the table to eat. Like, what are you bringing to share?
Yeah.
And if you bring nothing and you just want to come to the table and eat everybody's food, it's not right.
Okay.
So you got to bring some food to the table.
Okay. Entonces está diciéndonos que lo que es más importante es la originalidad, para que tú enseñes tu personalidad, cómo eres bailando, porque todos pueden aprender los movimientos, pero ¿qué traes tú? ¿Qué es especial de ti cuando baila? Y ese es lo que Crumbs está buscando realmente cuando está aquí en nuestros eventos, cuando está jueceando. Entonces queremos decir gracias a Crumbs por venir con nosotros. Todavía tenemos más cosas, entonces ya quédate con nosotros. So we're here with Crumbs, and we want to say thank you to Crumbs for coming here. We're beyond happy that he's here. This is a special moment for all of us. And don't forget, we still got more to come, so we're here soon.
Yes, sir. Big up Rapaz Anniversary, Style Elements, Crumbs, California, from California to Cancun, Mexico. We out here, baby. Peace and one love.